Alrighty, guys. Hey, welcome back. Hope you guys are all doing well. Happy Wednesday, June 14th. I'm your host, BoeingFan727. We're going to get right on moving with this because I have about a little over an hour before I need to get ready for work. Just taking some time here while my girlfriend is out and while my girlfriend's parents are away. They're on a little vacation, so I have the whole house to myself. So I'm taking an opportunity to do some live streaming while I'm just sitting here doing absolutely nothing. Actually was building on here earlier, was doing some terraforming work. Just trying to get some areas filled in and whatnot. Just what am I trying to say? I guess, because I do drive around or, move around the line a lot on my free time. And hold on a sec. I guess the stream's offline. Alrighty, we're going to wait 1 second because the stream is offline. Alright, there we are. Stream is back. This thing is so hit or miss. I just want to see how far back it goes. Okay, it does go all the way back, but my phone was telling me that the stream was offline. But anyways, so I'm just kind of trying. What's up with the lag? Oof, this is rough. New computers coming soon. New computers coming soon. But I did do some terraforming work. There was a set of antennas like right up here on the hill. I ended up making a larger hill. Instead, to get this large AM radio tower, as well as a fire lookout tower up here on the hill. Just kind of, trying to get something. I think the mountain turned out well. I'm sure once I get some foliage in, because I'm looking at it, I'm just thinking to myself, it doesn't look incredibly like a main mountain, I suppose, but I guess this side might be a little too steep for my liking. But after looking at some pictures, it looks relatively okay. You come down and you have all these kind of just smaller hills just kind of laying in the base of the bigger mountain and whatnot. But it doesn't, I was just hoping I wasn't going for a more Rocky Mountain look, which, would definitely not fit in Maine. I mean, the mountain, it's a taller mountain and whatnot. Definitely sticks well above the buildings over there in Winston. It definitely stands out as a large mountain. You can see the outline of the other mountain over there and the mountain behind us. But yeah, no, I like it. Get some detail on it here in the future. I'm just trying to get the base kind of terraform done. Kind of built this road that goes up the side of it too. A little access road for the fire tower and maintenance crews for the radio antennas. Very, very steep road. Reminds me of the dirt road that goes up behind my camp up to Ossipee Hill in East Waterboro, Maine. But originally I was trying to make the hill like right here or something like that, and it wasn't incredibly tall, so. But yeah, so the road comes down here. Just put in a little private Xing because this is, ideally a private road, for the main Forest Service. And that did some added some grass, got rid of the kind of quarry-looking colors that I was making, like this. I had kind of textures like this because originally this was supposed to be a quarry. And I made a huge pit originally, but now it's a coal mine. What else have I done? Yeah, some more basic terraforming work. Same thing kind of over here along the road, just because it was all flat. And looking from the railroad and just seeing this kind of very flat road, not all too exciting. So I did add some kind of terrain features to this road to get an idea of what I want to do. Trying to do some more base terraforming work back up this way. Didn't touch Carrabassett Yard, but I did, however, do some work down over here by the borderline grain facility. Got some of these smaller rolling hills in, and a little lake alongside the train tracks. And I put in this dirt road that I still got to kind of get the terrain to go down to how I want it. But redid the grain facility. It's not done. I was actually in the middle of doing that when I got a little bored and I want to just listen to some music for a couple minutes and just kind of gather my thoughts before I continue on. So redid the grain facility because I want to go a little bit further down these tracks. Because I mean, beforehand the grain facility was right here, or in this area and whatnot, and you had all this track behind it before it finally ends up back up here and whatnot. So I think I've ever shown you guys this. I may have, I don't know. But yeah, it's just kind of an abandoned line. We have this kind of really miserable looking boxcar just chilling on the tracks back here before the tracks officially end. So that's that. I think I did some work last night over here. Yes, it did. Oh, no, that's right, the save file. My game quit before I could save it. Well, what I did last night was I built a bridge. I built the road to bridge going over the tracks. I didn't want the girder bridge on this line anymore, so I built the tracks right here. Hey, RMD 2023, how you doing today? So I built the bridge over the tracks here, and it came down. In theory, this was the old rail line right here. So I was building a bridge over, the old track, more or less, but I have not seen any of your videos yet. I've been busy working because I work the 5:45 p.m. to 2:15 a.m. shift. So when I get home, I am exhausted, and then when I wake up in the morning, I'm doing everything that I wanted to do when I got home, but couldn't because I went right to bed. So because once that sun comes up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, once it starts poking through my curtains, yeah, game over. No, I can't get to sleep now. So. And I'm doing all right. I gotta go to work today, and I think it's supposed to thunderstorm. Just stormed like crazy here, like not too long ago. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing I did. While I'm passing by some of these signals, I actually named the signals. Oh, I didn't name this one, but I named this one. Oh, yeah, I did. So I numbered the signals according to which direction they're facing, or which direction you're going. So. Northern signals will be obviously ending in N like you see here, and then southerly signals will be ending in S, west W, and east, E. But just to help to better identify, direction and whatnot. Oh no, I mean there's also a 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Roughly an 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. line at my work. I mean there's always someone working at my job at the airport. I mean, if it's not one of us, working in the middle of the afternoon, it's someone in the morning. People come in at 4 in the morning and they're out by 11, 12, 1 in the afternoon. There's always someone doing something at my job. But what I was going to say here is for Carrabassett Yard, I did this signal CY for Carrabassett Yard. And this is still mainline, and I haven't done the I didn't do the branch line signals. I think I did this one. No, I was in the middle of naming it, but no. So like I said, just helps I better identify the signals because I think I had some signals like up in here that had some nameplates. I work at Lambert International Airport in St. Louis, airport code STL. Work for Southwest over at that airport. We make up like 60% of the airport's traffic, so yeah. But like I said, you see here, at least wanted to get something on the nameplate, and just kind of the signals to all kind of make sense, along with the mileposts. If you have an issue or there's a problem, hey, signal 15N, you're going to be stopping at that. Okay, well, I'm coming up on signal 14N or 13N or whatnot. I should probably get ready to stop. Just makes things, a little bit more easier to identify, because before it was just random letters and numbers, and yeah. So, hey, well, I'm glad you like Southwest, and I enjoy working for them and whatnot. They were actually the airline I flew for the first time by myself, like completely, bought the ticket by myself, went to the airport by myself, all that great stuff. When I was coming out here to meet my girlfriend, and where I met my girlfriend actually was, I walked by the place where I met her for the first time every day. I met her outside security at Lambert International Airport, right in Terminal 2 where I work, and I go right by, like I'm probably 6 or 7 feet right from where I met her. So Southwest holds a place in my heart forever, because they were the airline I used to go see my girlfriend for the first time. So, but what are we going to do today? I think we're going to jump up into Canada today. We might start working on this yard still. I haven't. I said I was going to do some work off camera with the yard. I haven't done anything. I've been working with terrain and whatnot. So we're going to figure out this yard. I need to get this all figured out and see what I'm doing here, and try to get this to make some sense, because it is currently really confusing to me, and I have no clue where I'm going. So originally what I was planning was Mechanic Yard is a transfer point between Central Maine and Quebec Railroad and the Carrabassett Valley Railroad. So, and actually the Central Maine and Quebec, they come off of this track on the left here. This is their kind of track to come from the south or the west or whatever it is, or the east, whatever direction's over there, and bring their trains to the yard to transfer freight with us and whatnot, or pick up freight or whatever it is, and they can come in through Lac-Mégantic and drop off freight, transfer freight, do whatever it is they need to do, along with the Carrabassett Valley. This is predominantly Carrabassett's yard, but, so just trying to figure out what I'm doing with this yard, because I want to have a couple of different kind of storage tracks, one for, the main area being for CBVR, but, a kind of a transfer area between the CBVR and the CMQR. So just trying to figure that out, and then of course I need engine facilities, because this is the northern terminus for the Carrabassett Valley. We do, yeah, direction up. We do go into Lac-Mégantic and just a little bit past Lac-Mégantic on CMQR's tracks to service some industries out there in Lac-Mégantic. But other than that, predominantly this is where the line ends. This is the end of the line for us. So, and we're wedged in between CMQR's mainline track that comes in from Maine going into Lac-Mégantic, and our own line, as well as a lake and a road. So we're kind of compressed into this triangle right here. Oh, and Chris, I did have something to show you, sir. Welcome to the stream. I know you've been wanting me to name a road and whatnot, and I tried to get there because I'm going to make a house, and it's going to be house number 90 on this particular road. I just need to find the street sign to see where the heck I put it. You're going to be in a subdivision on this road, so I know you wanted me to name it like EMD, I think it was like SD90 AC or something like that. I forget specifically what it was, but I was trying to go down this road and name it East Mechanics Drive. So when you take the initials out of it, it's EMD. You're going to be in a subdivision down this road, and your house will be number 90, or whatever it is, by Ace Lake. Trying to do it because I know you wanted me to name a road a specific name. I forget what it was specifically because all those live streams ago, but trying to keep you all in mind and make everyone happy. It's just when you take everything and kind of combine it together from this particular name, you kind of get roughly what you were wanting me to name there. So I hope that's okay with you. Um, you will forever have a permanent place on the line. You'll have your own little house right by the tracks. SD70. So then you'll be. Let me see. What's a prominent name in Maine that ends with D? Let's see. Let's go back here real quick. I'm gonna figure this out before I leave the stream today. All right, come here. Now, more likely it's going to be a south or whatnot for the S. The D would be south. Just trying to think of something in Maine. South. Well, you are living on a small lake or whatnot, so it could be South Dock Street or South Dock Road. Or no, it could just be South Drive. Just for SD. And then your house will be number 70 right on Ace Pond or Ace Lake or whatever we want to call it. We can actually put it right about here. Put your house kind of like right here, and then make the pond kind of up behind here. It'll be like Ace Pond or whatnot. So SD70 ACE Street, that's right. So well, can't guarantee it's going to be an SD70, but it could probably be a GP15 or MLW RS23 or RS18, whatever the heck it is, given the CBVR. Okay, so well, let's look for a house real quick. House. No, not J House. Let's see what we got here. Something obviously true and through to Maine. Nothing extravagant. You are living out in the middle of absolute nowhere on a dirt road. So, let's see. That's a modest little house. What was that? Doesn't look bad. We'll keep that in mind. We'll keep that one in mind. So, this house is very tiny. I know that because there's a bunch that sit up in Winston. You know, this house is still kind of small. The CN is not running on this line anymore. You might see them up in Lake Mechanic, but predominantly I'm trying to shoot for more realism here. So predominantly, you're more than likely going to see the Central Maine and Quebec. I'm going to try and get some people to maybe do some paint jobs for them, and Pan American. You will see, however, because I'm intending to get the tracks all the way down to Portland. If I do get all the way down to Portland, it's not bad. Hold on, it's not a bad looking house. All right, we'll make this your house. Nice. Oh, and come back. Nice little modest house up in the sticks of Maine. You're right next to the tracks, so that'll be good. But if we do get down to Portland, or whenever I get down to Portland, we see some CSX trains there, and I believe on the occasion, I know we've seen some Norfolk Southern occasionally. Now I don't think we do anymore. So it's pretty much Pan American and CSX running up the tracks nowadays. So Christopher Thomas's house, right up here. And I'll make the lake a little bit later, or the pond. Oh, that would suck. Yeah, if this was a quiet zone, right here on this dirt crossing. Originally, I was gonna just change it so these crossing signals were just crossbucks. Well, yeah, Guilford, Chris, is now Pan American. Pan American and Guilford are the exact same thing. It's just Guilford is no longer the company name. It's all Pan American Railways. Which, cool enough, Pan American was actually an airline way back in the day. Actually, one of my favorite airlines. I never flew them. I just always liked Pan American. But now it's a railroad in Maine, or well, Massachusetts, New England. We could just say New England. But let's see. Let's get back up here to the yard. So just trying to figure out the general layout of this yard. I don't know if we're gonna have everything in the middle here, but what I want to do is start curving the tracks back down or something. And before I continue, as far as Guilford goes, I have this GP9 high hood from them. I have these two engines, but they old and look horrible, so I don't generally use them anymore. I think I have a GP40. Yep, I have the GP40, which is Guilford. Other than that, I have a GE U18B, which does not get used anymore. And I believe I have one more decent. Yeah, I have this Guilford engine right here, this GP40-2W. And then for Pan American, I have one single engine because it doesn't have an automatic running number. I have this SD40, which looks all right. It's a Pan American engine, just actually the Carrabassett Valley, we have I'm having some GP40-2s painted up in the Carrabassett colors, and whatnot. So we're gonna have some GP40s in our colors, and of course the live stream's buffering. There it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. The internet's been really crap lately, and we just had a big storm blow through. Oh, yeah. I wish some better GP40s or any Guilford content would get made. I'm hoping in the future the guy who's making my trains, Mr. Sean Dean, and his team could maybe start spitting out some Guilford content. I've kind of hinted around it, but he's very pressed for time, and he has his own projects he's working on. I think he's working on a C32, I believe, but I need to start getting the track layout done here. So I don't know what's going to go in the middle here. We do have well cars that come up here. I'm trying to think. I need a small kind of intermodal facility of some sort. Just a small, little itty-bitty intermodal facility. But I don't have any tracks. Actually, I do have tracks. What am I lying about? Industry, or wait, no, it's multi. I have these tracks right here, but I'm not sure how to get these to work, and I haven't seen a good tutorial on YouTube on how to get these tracks to work. And I know with the products, you can only have kind of one car in the queue, although you can make separate queues, and then for the products you can have the same product being spit out, but different cars to pick up the particular product. Point being, these tracks aren't the best because you can only assign kind of one car to pick up one certain product, which kind of sucks. But what the whole idea is that it's a functioning facility that you can drive to, like the steel mill. Because the steel mill, if I could get to it, I don't think Chris saw the steel mill from last time, so just kind of show up the steel mill again. Because you can because you can come up here to the steel mill and take your gondola cars and whatnot full of scrap and drop them off at the scrap facility, and the scrap will actually go down and be kind of delivered in a sense. And then you can roll over here and pick up, steel coils, and the steel coils actually get loaded into the gondola cars. If you have oil or any, oil tank cars, they get dropped off over here. Coal gets dropped off over there, and vice versa. So every product has a place that it gets dropped off to and all that stuff and picked up. Why do I have a station over here? Oh, yeah, that was for like mechanic. Need to go drop that off. So I like to have actual functioning industries. So, I can drive a train up to it and then kind of just go from there and not have to sit and go into the Trainz menu and edit the car to load the product onto it. I like to have the facilities kind of do it themselves, and it makes it more realistic and whatnot to go do that. I mean, don't have to, really, but it just makes it nice and easy, and for when I do release this line eventually, I would like that feature to be there. But again, I don't really know how to work those particular tracks and get them functioning properly to the point where they work. So it might require some research. And as for intermodal, I don't know if I have a whole lot of stuff. Intermodal. I have this intermodal hub, which, if I could get down close enough, I have this intermodal hub, but I don't think it works with the jointed rail. I don't think, it doesn't work with the jointed rail. So let's see. Yeah, it's just the intermodal trucks, so it doesn't quite work with what I'm looking for. But yeah, I don't really have any intermodal stuff, do I? I got these cranes. Oh, I didn't want like 80 of you. Doesn't look half bad. Container station basic. Yeah, that's not going to be the containers I want, though. See, it just... Yeah, like Mechanic Railway Disaster of 2013. They had that crude oil train break away and roll down the tracks into town, jump the tracks, and explode. Killed about 35, 38 people, I believe. I think it's the biggest, railway disaster in Canadian history. Definitely, definitely horrible. Definitely horrible. Alrighty, so just trying to find a, pardon me, just find a decent enough crane to kind of put into the layout. Preferably, I like something that's not holding a container. So probably going to be this one. So the actual intermodal yard, or container yard, or whatever you want to call it, probably going to put it kind of right in this middle area to give this area kind of some purpose. It is not going to be huge by any means. It's definitely going to be very small. Just enough, room to get the cars in and get the containers offloaded and put them on a truck and go about your business. So I don't draw, period. I cannot draw. I am very horrible at drawing in general. I used to draw kind of very basic city skylines in the or when I was younger, and I used to draw very detailed like maps of cities that were fictional in my head. But other than that, I can't draw much of anything. Just not one of my specialties. So before I do that, I want to see if I have any con. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use this because this will be for the container yard itself. Don't think I want it that big. 25 meters should be all right. Yeah, 25 meters should do the job. Bob Ross. No, my sister's pretty good at drawing. That's about as far as I know. My cousins, they're pretty good at drawing too. But yeah, no, I was not. I was not blessed in that department, so I am not much of an artiste, as one per se. Alrighty, so get this track in here. I'm just gonna drag it all the way out. Just link up somewhere up here. Too bad our buddy Sean couldn't make it today. I was hoping he could make the stream. But yeah, guys, like I was mentioning last live stream, my buddy there, the guy who's making my trains, he's got a group, he's got a trains group that he's a part of. It is the North American Rail Manufacturing Group. They make some pretty darn good trains for the sim. If you could just give them a check, the links down in the description. They got some pretty nice trains. They got some projects coming up that I'm not going to mention, just because I think they kind of want that to remain a surprise to whatever it is. But they got some projects coming up that I think we're all going to very much appreciate and very much enjoy. So go over there, give them some support. They got some nice trains up. I actually use a fair bit of them. So head on over there, give them some support, show them some love, show them that we need them to stick around and start cranking out more trains because we need more groups like that. It can be comparable to Jointed Rail, the very covenant Jointed Rail. So like I said, head on over there, give them some support. If you could all just do that for me, just trying to get the word out about them because not everyone might know who they are and what they do. So hold on a second, just trying to see about this rail. Alrighty. So let's go in here, take a look real quick. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it is actually. There it is. So this will be gigantic. What is this? Intermodal or container? I think this is considered more intermodal, or it is considered intermodal, as far as I know. Intermodal depot. All right, so queues. Let's see if the product is in here. This could be an issue if I can't find it. I think we could have an issue here for a second. Oh, wait, was that it? Yep, there it is. Okay. So, setting them back down, they are usually empty. Bringing them up, they are usually loaded because they're coming in from Portland. So, it would take a loaded container to make an empty container. So, do that. You see, it's just a thing. And oh, limited to 256. Well, let's just do 256. All right, let's do 45 foot empty. All right, so I think there was 45, 48, and 52, I think. Wait, aren't you guys supposed to be in school today? That just kind of hit me. It's Tuesday. Your summer vacation starts this early? Up in Maine, we don't get out till like June 24th. Hmm. That just hit me for a second. I was just like, aren't they supposed to be in school? Or something along those lines? See, this is, I think, where we're running into issues with this track, because I'm trying to use all these different containers, but I just don't think it's going to be able to work because we only have 6 queues and about 4 products, so we might have to eliminate 1 or 2 of these. I'm thinking we're only going to do 48 and 53-foot containers, which would eliminate the 45-foot container. So we'll get rid of you, and we'll just take in a 48-foot container loaded. 256, or wait, and someone's at the door. I'm gonna go see who the heck that is real quick. If I don't come back in about 5 minutes, somebody do call the police, because I will be right back, guys. Skip. Enough. Damn dog. Hey, enough. Enough out of you. Hey, go back talking. Shut up. Enough. Sit. Sit. Got an Amazon package. Not for me. Girlfriend's stepdad. Wish I was getting a package. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't want 53-foot container trailers. We don't do that up this line. Oh, wait a second. Ooh. Oh, that just changed the whole ball game. That's the ball game. So we can do 40-foot containers then. That just changed everything. That didn't change everything. I cannot add you. Let's try this again. Okay. This, yeah, doesn't change anything. So let's just do 0 real quick. Go over here to the 40-foot container. Just do 6,000. Okay. Okay, yep, didn't change nothing. So we'll just stick with the 48-foot container. And the 52-foot container. Or 53, I'm sorry. Okay, so process, however, going to be loaded. Loaded creates empty, empty. How is that 1 ton more than the... I'm not even going to ask anything. I don't know anything. We're just going to leave that as is. Skip. Jack Russell's, man. Worst dogs. So I don't even know if this is going to work. I don't think this can have 2 cars either. No, it isn't. See, that's what I hate about this, is you can only have one kind of car. And that's just frustrating. So that means I'm only limited to the AP containers. Constipation? Nope. Movies today generally suck, so I don't get out often to go watch them. Damn, looks like we're only limited to these kind of containers, or container cars. Which sucks, because I love using those TTX weathered cars, because they look great. I mean, that just looks great. Unfortunately, they only... Well, I want to use these, but it repeats a lot of the textures over and over again. Versus this, where it looks nice, but... Oh, ha 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 ha. That was bad. Not sure. What would you guys pick? Would you pick the weathered car, or would you take the newer one? Alright, it is 3:19. I should probably start wrapping this up here in the next few minutes. I do need to eat before I go to work. Well, the thing is, I can't do both, because I only can choose one car. Because, see, look, alright, so if I want to do the weathered one for the particular stack, but then I want to choose the AP53 TTX well car, it only chooses one or the other. You know, and I have 48 for empty and 48 for loaded. Actually, yeah, so it only lets me choose kind of one car. So, and that's what I don't like about this industry, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to work, because any other industry I can pull up with any car that can load that particular product and get it onto that train. But this track I cannot. So I think what we're going to have to do is figure out another way, because this ain't going to work. So I think Jointed Rail has a industry track. Yeah, they have a multi-industry track. How it works is probably the same deal. But I'm going to see if it works better in a sense. Yeah, now if I have to choose one, I'm probably going to end up going with the weathered one. But I'm going to use the Jointed Rail track and see if it works any better. But I'm going to worry about that here in a little while. I'm just going to kind of move this over to the side for now. And I'm going to delete this portion of track. Actually, I'll leave that for now. But what I want to do is I want to get this concrete slab in there. And get it all adjusted and get the track adjusted, so I can begin to work on other things. But yeah, if I had it my way, I'd totally use both. I just don't think I can with these industry tracks, which sucks because it's like, that's not really realistic. Or like I had envisioned. And I am craving Taco Bell in the worst way. Like the crave, man, is real. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Next stream, I could do one tomorrow afternoon before I go to work as well. It all depends on how I'm feeling, how late I worked, how annoyed I am with how late I worked, and whatnot. But I could always possibly do another live stream tomorrow. I really need to get a Facebook page to kind of alert you guys before I do a live stream, because the popping up and then coming and going doesn't really seem to be working out, because I think if I had gave you guys some notification to as of when, because I can't set times on YouTube, unfortunately. It doesn't work in that particular function for me, in that aspect. So you should listen to Outlaw Torn by Metallica. I'd play it, but YouTube doesn't like that when I do that kind of stuff, so I can't play it for you. But you should go listen to it. You should listen to a lot of Metallica. Metallica has, if you listen to Metallica and understand and try to understand the meaning of the song, really do have some very interesting meanings and whatnot. Metallica is I don't want to say is deep, but they do tackle some pretty big things in their song. They're not just death and die and whatnot. It's, they talk about some pretty interesting things in their song. And if people just kind of gave them a listen to, or, took the time to understand what Metallica is talking about, maybe people would like Metallica more. Yes, but I'm a grown-up child. You'll be fine. Metallica's not as bad as you think. 21 Pilots is pretty damn good. I actually got to see him in concert last year. But at the end of the day, Metallica's still king. Don't think my track is straight. I don't think my track is straight at all. My track is curved. No, I listen to Metallica every day. In one way, shape, or form. My girlfriend gets annoyed with it, but it's such good music. But as for that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and create like a Facebook page or something before I head off to work. And now I just pulled a back muscle. Yeah, if you guys want to, I will link the Facebook page later in the description if I can, and I will notify. I will notify you guys at least a while beforehand. When my what my streaming schedule looks like, not my screaming schedule, and try to get something regular going on. So I'll definitely let you guys know what that happens, but I think we're going to leave it off from here. I want to say I tackled some work today, but I really don't think I did. I don't think I did at all. It's so hard to talk and do this and that and whatnot, and try to look at industries and make interesting content. And I think it's the hard thing about YouTube is, it's very hard to sit here and live stream a series like this and, and try to make it interesting because all I really do is talk. And maybe that's interesting to some people. I don't know. I can't say. But anyways, guys, so yeah, we're going to leave it here. I'm going to put some just well cars in here just to kind of chill while we're building. Like you would see at a intermodal yard. That looks cool. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you here. We'll kind of just pop back over to the mountain that I made. I like this mountain. Just look off towards town. Granted, you really can't see town when you're looking towards it, but oh, and now we're down at the bottom of the mountain. I could do this earlier. Let's see, just creep a little bit closer to the edge. You can kind of see town. It's over there-ish. The buildings haven't popped in, but there'd be trees and buildings and stuff, and yeah, trees and more buildings and stuff. But anyways, guys, do appreciate y'all for tuning in today. I'm sorry this was short, but like I said, I do gotta get ready for work because I gotta eat real quick and finish watching my YouTube video that I was watching earlier. If y'all want to just leave a comment, I guess maybe we can have a topic to talk about next live stream. If you guys want, to hear my opinion about something or kind of have a, just something to talk about. I've asked this question before. It does help out a lot because I'm just trying to think on the fly of what you guys would like to talk about, maybe what you guys would like to hear. I really don't even know if you guys even listen to me while I talk. But got an interesting topic you'd like to talk about, maybe some current event or some world event or just something going on, or maybe need some advice. I can, I'm not saying I'm the most what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not the best person to probably give advice, but if you want some advice about something, or maybe you just got a question to ask and you need an answer, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I can definitely talk about it in my next live stream or answer your question in my next live stream. Or if you have any questions about this railroad and whatnot, maybe you want answered. I'm sorry you listen while I'm talking. I mean, thank you for listening, but man, I must be boring to listen to. God, I must be boring. But no, like I said, if any of you guys have a question, just be sure to leave it in the comment section below, or like I said, I'm gonna get a Facebook page up, so if you want to maybe leave it on the page, it's always an option. But other than that, just gonna watch this traffic light signal for a second. I love my work. I hate how that does that when you're in surveyor mode. Anyways, guys, let's make the process out of here. Sorry if the stream was a little laggier than previous streams today. Like I said, I switched recording software because Game Show crapped out. All that great stuff. Hey, look, Metallica. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. See you guys.